In 2020, I created a 14-minute documentary video for a pastor in Tuni, India. It only took me 40 hours. Anyways, he received a preliminary, and as a gift, I didn't tell him, and I just was compelled to do this. I couldn't help it. I just had to do this, and he said he was shocked, and that he had been praying for 2 years for something like this. So I realized, come on, church, don't take credit for how God uses you, and don't take credit for your gifts, because it was probably his prayers and the prayers of others that compelled me to learn and perfect this gift. And I've always been intrigued and fascinated by sound and sound effects and videos and narration and music since I was a little girl. And I thought, oh, did God raise me up to make this video? Anyways, I was thinking about it just a few days ago, so I edited it to just a couple minutes because I want to point out something very valuable to the believers in the United States of America. Early in the clip, you'll see a group of our brothers and sisters in Tuni, India, who are fasting and praying, and notice that their hands are raised, their arms are raised. And do you know that they don't bring them down? They keep them up the whole time. It reminds me of Exodus chapter 17, when Moses held up his hands during a battle against the Amalekites. As long as his hands were raised, the Israelites prevailed, but when he lowered them, the Amalekites gained the upper hand. It goes on to say that Moses' hands became very heavy, all right? And when his arms would drop, he would start losing the war. So they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat on it. And Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands. They held up his arms and hands for him, the one on one side and the other on the other side. And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. That's Exodus 17:11 through 13.
Having a government that is unable to fund the orphans, the homeless, the poor, and the needy, relief organizations from other countries are depended upon. Most often, it is the church that boldly takes a stand. Who better to make this sacrifice than Pastor John David DeMilly?
You shall always find me, just believe. Just believe.
And so, God sent us to Tuni, arriving with empty hands to live among prostitutes and abuse victims where 7 previous pastors fled from.